Neal, obviously we finished the season in defeat, but it was a decent effort from the lads, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough game, big strong team. We worked hard on a game plan yesterday because they feed off of you trying to play out from the back. That's a big part of their game. Their pressing's exceptional. So we worked at trying to open the pitch up and play a little bit longer, quicker and get around the seconds. I thought first half we did it okay and then lacked quality. So we picked up the seconds and then rushed our pass and didn't really create much because of it. And we had to withstand obviously what they're good at. They pressure you and they put lots of balls in your box. And second half I thought we had a go and we had chances, and it sums our season up. I think we missed 2 or 3 sitters on Tuesday night to score, like from point blank, and I think we've missed another 2 today. But in the end, probably Woking probably deserved to win it, but the effort, the energy, the tempo and the desire was there. Just the lack of quality, and that's something we've got to address next season.
I was going to say, they're obviously a good defensive side, aren't they, Woking? But what were those 2 chances that you sort of refer to there?
Well, we had the one where Josh Kelly's got in and slid Callum Whelan in. He's gone down the line and cut it back to Becky, who's got an open goal, and he misses it with his left and it hits his right and goes back to their player. So there was that moment, and we had another one. Wheelo's had a shot that he could have kept down. We've had a header point blank at the end there from the long throw. But there's lots of things we know we've got to do better. But with where we are and the lack of momentum we've got, all I could try and focus on was a performance, and I thought the boys had a go.
I suppose obviously the end of the season is time for reflection. I'm sure we'll find out in the coming days and weeks what players will be here next season or won't. But how do you look back on the season as a whole?
Well, with disappointment, because when you saw how good we was last season and we haven't got anywhere near that, and my job's to dissect that, which I've already started doing, looking at what, why, how. I've got lots of what's the word I'm looking for, lots of sort of answers or issues that I think have contributed, but that's for me and the board to sit down and discuss and work out. We've got a big summer ahead of us. We have to improve in lots of areas, not just on the pitch, off it, and we've got to try and put that in place.
Obviously one thing that has been a constant is obviously the fans that have backed us throughout. I mean, 3,200 I think it was here this afternoon for a game which we didn't really have much on the line for. I mean, they've been excellent, haven't they?
They've been fantastic. Even games where I think we've let them down, games where we haven't had a go, games where we've lost, at other teams I might have been at, the response wouldn't have been as supportive, and I think they haven't been served up what we served them up last season, but they've still clapped us and cheered us and got behind us, and I think we've got to be careful. We've got to make sure that we give them something next season where they can get excited again, and this season's petered out from a little while back. I mean, obviously we lost 2 good players in Dallow and Barney, but the injuries, none of them really muscle injuries. The injuries we've had have been freak, and I've never had 7 or 8 players from a starting 11 missing before, and that's from the Oldham game onwards, that's been the running, and that's where our form has kind of followed on from that.
Another thing that's obviously been a little bit of a constant towards the back end of the season, I've asked you a lot about it, is obviously the Elite Academy. Obviously another 2 appearances today. I mean, like I say, I'm sure we'll find out who's going to be here next season, but I mean the potential for them, I just wonder if you've got a word on that as well.
Yeah, no, they've all done great. Last season they were first years, they weren't strong enough. It was their first season in full-time training. This season they've come on and we've started to introduce them into training with us, and they've trained really, really well. And slowly but surely they've stepped up. And it's all about timing with young lads. You can ruin them if you put them in too early. And it's always, last season we had an exceptional team that was pushing for the playoffs. So even if they were second years last season, the chances would have been slim that they would have come into that environment. So is where we've had a poor run, where we've had injuries, it's given them an opportunity, and that's sort of taking that forward. We've got to work out what's best for them next season. 1 or 2 might stay in the squad and become first team squad members. 1 or 2 might go out on loan for their development, but we'll have them conversations in the summer, and pre-season they'll all be involved, and that's their opportunity to sort of ask questions.
Thanks for your time, mate.